Denver, I think around 9.
There's like 500,000 people.
There's a lot going on. So for those of you that are listening in the car, it'll be okay. If you're at the parade listening to us, I know some of you are. Thank you for tuning in to K4CO Radio. And we're joining you today with our amazing, we have a live performance. So we're going to make your St. Patty's weekend even better. I'm here with Joshua. How are you? Good afternoon.
I am doing all right. Not too bad. You?
Good. I am doing well. I love that it's a little cooler.
Yeah.
And I love this beautiful guest that we have here today. I've been looking forward to this one.
Yeah, we just had a punk band and now we're having a singer-songwriter, just waiting for Sabino to give us a thumbs up and we're all good to go. So I guess we're good to go for it. So.
Awesome. Okay.
Right.
Well, those of you tuning in, thank you for listening. If you're on the radio listening, K4CO Radio, we are also live and we have a beautiful individual. So if on the inside and out, if you can tune in live on Facebook, go to K4CO Radio or Instagram, which is K4CO_radio on Instagram. So you can see us there. We have Mallorie Cordova here today. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We are good. Thank you for coming back.
I'm glad to be back.
It feels like it feels so long and it feels like you were just here, which is so funny to me.
I agree.
It was like, God, I haven't seen you forever, but like your music still has stayed with me. So I'm like, you're here.
That's comforting.
It's
doesn't get old.
You have so much talent. I am so blown away by who you are and so hardworking.
Yeah. Too hardworking for my own good sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I know the feeling. So you were here in January.
Yes.
So it's been a few short months, but you have been knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
What have you been up to for the last few months?
Writing song after song. I'm trying to hit my goal, which I think I said last time I have a goal to write 50 songs in like the entire calendar year. And I personally feel like I'm kind of behind, but I think I've written about 10. I have them in my phone, but I think I've written 10 so far.
Okay.
So making progress.
I love it. You said you wrote 1 or 2 last week?
Yeah, I wrote 2 last week and I wrote 1 the week before. And then I think I took a couple weeks off. And then before that, I wrote like 3. So sometimes the inspiration just hits like randomly.
And that was my next question.
Yeah.
Is it the pressure of the song or is it,
I try not to let it get to that point because if I pressure myself, if I sit down and I'm like, okay, I want to write a song today, I find that I can't write. Like usually what will happen is I'm like making dinner and like an idea pops in my head and I'll like grab my phone and I'll like record what's in my head is all my phone. It's like a video of me like pacing through the kitchen and I'll be like, okay, chord progression and I'll like do like a melody in my head and I'll be like drums, slow or fast, and then I'll be like humming lyrics or something, or I'll write them on my phone and I'm like, I'll come back to this. And I'm glad that I do that because then the next day when I actually have time to like get down on my computer and start writing, I can go back and I'm like, okay, what did I put in my phone yesterday? And then I listen to it and I'm like, oh, this is brand new. I forgot I even did this.
That's the greatest thing about technology too, like with these phones and everything. I remember back in the day just having those little tape recorders and anytime you have some inspiration, something come into your head, you have to remember it. Yeah. So, and it can come at the weirdest times.
It really does. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, in those like crime shows and like the FBI agent has like the recorder and the suspect looks like this. Well, like that's how I feel sometimes when I'm like making notes for like songs.
For sure. You should see that is my life, like 101. It is notes all over the place. And if I see it differently, I'm curious if you go through this too. So I have a big whiteboard and I write it all over the place in my different like squirrel brain. And then I have it on white paper and then I do it on my phone under notes and then I write emails to myself.
Like all over the place.
All over the place. But my inspiration is usually like 10 o'clock at night. Yeah. Finally, when my brain is kind of processing, it's like, oh yeah, I have 58 more things to do.
Yeah. Mine often comes either right when I wake up, like I'll get out of bed and I'll just like start doing it, or it's when I'm schooling my kids, which is the most inconvenient time. I'm like trying to teach a lesson and my mind is just like not there. I'm just like thinking about music and I'm like, hold on a second, and I'll like run out of the room and like record something like on my phone really quick and I'm like, okay, at least I have this for later, and then I'll like go back to the lesson.
I think that's pretty adorable actually. You are inspired by teaching and your kiddos and your family, so that's a really good thing. I do. I find it when maybe your mind isn't focused on something, like, yes, I have to get the lyrics down, then it will just naturally come. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure it's writer's block. That's what we hear when people are writing all the time and you have the deadline of the novel. It's like, just stop thinking about it.
That's why I'm trying not to set the 50 songs at like as an actual like pressured deadline, but more as a goal.
For sure.
Because if I don't hit it and if it was a deadline and I didn't hit it, I'd feel like I failed. And I don't want to feel that way.
No, I call that the F word. I try and never have it come out. Well, these new songs that you are writing, are they along kind of the same genre, same feel, or how are they differing?
They are a bit more pop, a bit more electronic.
Okay.
So I'm toying around with new like vocal chopping a little bit, and a little bit just more like, I don't know, a little bit more party, if you will. Okay. But like I'm trying to explore like new themes too. Like like the one I just wrote and just finished the other day, like it's called Deadly Nightshade. And I just feel like the lyricism in that one is just really creative for me. And another song I mentioned like Greek mythology. So I'm like really trying to branch out.
That's amazing.
I'm still keeping up with some of my flirty themes though.
Flirty? I like that you call it flirty. I'm going to dangle the carrot a little. So again, if you guys are just tuning in, Mallorie Cordova, very sexy, sultry on all accounts. You need to go listen to her. You have 3 albums out, or kind of 4?
3 technically. One of them I removed from some stores because I'm re-recording it.
Okay.
So that it's like.
Okay. I remember last time it was like a question mark. Okay. Yeah. You need to go look her up because you have no idea what I'm talking about until you, and it's it's perfect for relationships. Mm-hmm. Like if you're trying to go woo someone, you know, hey, you're a little bit drunk today from the St. Patrick's parade. Go home and, you know, lay the moves on your significant other, turn on some Mallorie Cordova.
Well, one of the ones that I wrote like a couple weeks ago, there's a lot of metaphors in it, which is really different for me. I'm usually pretty literal with my music, but this one's called NDA. And it's about like secret, mysterious, like love type thing. But it's like, I won't tell anybody, but like we both know what's going on. And there's just like some really kind of raunchy lyrics, but I still am like not keeping it disgusting. Okay. Like one of the lines says, I'll sign an NDA with my legs. So.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I can't wait to hear that one.
That's a good line.
That is a good line.
That one is just riddled with good lines. It's so fun. The lyrics, oh my gosh.
Wow. I'd love to be
It's
in
like
your
my
brain.
Fantasy, but like to the next level.
Nice. I love it. Well, I want to jump into this first song that you're going to play. So again, if you're tuning in on the radio, thank you for listening. You can also see this performance live. Mallorie is going to be performing live here in the studio. You can go to our K4CO radio page on Facebook or K4CO _radio on Instagram because you get to see her beautiful face. So we're going to hear Lemonade.
Yes.
And this is from Dear Diary.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about Lemonade.
Okay. So Lemonade is about my grandma, and I know she's listening. So hi, Grandma. Her last name is Lemon, which is actually really unique. And my kids call her Lemons because it's just easier than Great Grandma. So, sorry. And so I kind of had the idea when I wrote it that like, I have experienced 29 years of my life without having to go through grief. I feel like I'm pretty blessed in that way. And it's just kind of a realization to me that I think my first experience with grief is going to be with my grandma, unfortunately. I hate to think that way, but like also I'm not stupid. And so the song is kind of all about just how I'll choose to remember her in like a positive way when she passes. It's like, it's sad, but it's also sweet.
No, it's true. Grief can be actually really beautiful. It can be remembering people and what their effect has been on our lives. Yeah. I remember you had mentioned her last time when you were here, and
we're very close.
What a great bond that you have. That can be pretty rare, actually, to have that with grandparents. So I'm really glad that you had that multi-generational relationship there. Well, grab your beautiful guitar. I know this is brand new, beautiful guitar. That is man, shiny. I mean, you just are a sexy, sultry gal all around. So. We are going to hear Lemonade. And
I was going to have one ear out.
No, you're totally great.
I do it when I'm recording too.
It's good. People have their own finicky. We have some that take off their shoes so they can feel the vibrations.
Oh, that is actually really cool.
Yeah, however you need to do it. So here's Lemonade.
Alrighty. Cherry sweet and red. I'm not ready for the day that it's my turn to cry. When the only like juice. Add the sugar like we always used to do. Life gave me the best lemons, and we sure made lemonade. The time we spent and the memories, the best things we ever made. Cooking tacos, playing board games. I'll cherish those good days, but when I miss you, I'll just make some lemonade. Always there, every birthday, every Christmas. Never missed a single dance recital. Showing up with your fancy, unique outfits. But my favorite thing you wore was your smile. I'm not ready for a life without you there. I know we cannot live forever, but damn it, how's that fair? So when I miss you, I'll go to my mom's house, grab a little citrus from the tree, pour one up for you and me. No, I'm not talking booze, I'm thinking something sweet like juice. Add the sugar like we always used to do. Life gave me the best lemons, and we sure made lemonade. The time we spent and the memories, the best things we ever made. Cooking tacos, playing board games. I'll cherish those good days. When I miss you, I'll just make some lemonade. When I'm sitting in the grass, talk to myself and start to laugh. Reminisce what you picked, sweet and sour, hand-picked. On our visits in the graveyard, yes, I'm left to play the prayer cards. And my strongest sword is for plant your memory in a lemon orchard. So when I miss you, I'll go to my mom's house, grab a little citrus from the tree, pour one up for you and me. No, I'm not talking blues, I'm thinking something sweet like juice. Add the sugar like we always used to do. Life gave me the best lemons, and we sure made lemonade. The time we spent and the memories, the best things we ever made. Cooking tacos, playing board games. I'll cherish those good days. When I miss you, I'll just make some lemonade.
I love that song.
You're so good.
Oh, thank
Oh
you.
my God, you're
Very
so good.
very homey. I mean, very. You just think about times at home with, yeah.
Okay, well, you have a lot of fans. This is so beautiful. So Lorraine is your grandma, right?
Yes.
So she was listening and got to see you,
Oh, good.
and
I'm glad.
all over Facebook just saying, "I love you. I love this
She's so
song."
sweet.
And well, you have so many comments coming in. That's amazing about how freaking talented you are. I do. I'm so blown away by. I mean, I said it last time. I'm going to say it again. You are absolutely one that I
Thank you.
know is going to make it.
You know,
You have
I said I was going to take this off, and then I didn't.
And you forgot.
You
it
know
was
what?
hitting the strings.
I actually didn't even hear it.
I don't think
Two
anybody
lines
did.
in, I was
I
like,
know.
oh my gosh, I knew I was going to forget.
Sarah, nope. See, when nobody even
Just
heard
had
it.
to tuck it in.
You truly
Okay.
have so much talent.
Thank you so much.
It is just raw, natural, beautiful talent.
Thank you.
It is rare to find that. So
It is one of
man,
my favorite songs I've ever written.
that's very cute. I love it when it's a tribute to someone. It
Yeah.
just brings it so much beauty.
How long ago did you write that?
I wrote it over a year ago, but
Okay.
I released it in September. I think I wrote it in like April of last year or possibly February.
Mm.
I know it was spring.
Well, I love it. Well, I can picture all of it, like the lemonade and tacos and playing board games and just having those wonderful times together.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time together.
That's amazing.
I actually saw a lemonade stand in my neighborhood the other day. It's awesome.
Did you?
Did you ever do that?
Oh, yeah. But mine was 25 cents. Now they want $5 for a cup.
Inflation. You know,
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Yeah. One day they'll be like, do you have a 20? I'm like, for
I'm
a
just glad
lemonade?
they're still doing it.
Exactly.
You know,
Kids.
that's true.
Yeah.
Thank you for the positive
So,
spin.
yeah.
I like it. Well, you've had a lot of other changes too. You are now working with an agency,
Yeah.
which has changed in the last 3
Yeah,
months. How's
so-
that process been?
It's been really fun, and I've already done my first like little gig through them. So they're vignette artists, and they run it's like an artist development firm agency, and so they help with events like booking, entertainment for weddings and cocktail events and things like that. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm now getting bookings with them, so that's pretty cool.
Cool. What type of gigs are you doing with them?
Weddings,
Weddings
or wedding like parties.
Oh, wow. Oh, that would get
So
them in the
that's-
mood. I like it.
Yeah, so that has been very exciting and moving very quickly.
Oh,
Which is
very
really
cool.
cool.
They're all here in Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Well,
So-
I would love to go to one, but we'd be the wedding crashers. But that's really cool. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I knew that's been a lot. and
Yeah, I'm really
just-
grateful.
Well, yeah, that's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Cool. And you have I don't want to launch too much into the future, but you have a couple things going on. You have one
Mhm.
thing in Pueblo coming up next month.
Yes. I think it's literally like 3.5 weeks or something like that. I am rehearsing like crazy. But yeah, there's a music showcase happening in downtown Pueblo, and it's for independent artists mainly to come and just showcase their abilities and their music. And yeah, so it's 40 artists, if not, actually there might be more. 5 different stages at like different locations throughout Pueblo.
It's nice.
That's
I was
pretty cool.
reading about this called Steel City, April 11th and 12th.
Yes.
And where can people go buy tickets on your site? Is it a free event? What is it?
No, it is a ticketed event. You can buy, there's like a weekend pass for like, I think it's like $40, it might be $45, so you can go to both days, or it's $25 for one day. They're going to announce like the days of like which artists are performing on which day very soon, and then people can know which day to buy their ticket for. But yeah, on their website, there's a little ticketed link, and I know a lot of the artists that are like sharing it, they have it like in their bio.
This is amazing. I mean,
I'm
love
really
that
excited.
this is really cool. I mean, I won't go into all of them, but do you know a lot of them? Because there's 40 or 50 different.
I actually only know Cody Cause from that list. But
Okay.
it's cool because I get an opportunity to connect with like all these other people in the area.
Mhm.
Sure. That is amazing.
So,
I know. I have to admit, I kind of like horse bitch. So you're going to have to tell. That is their name. I swear to goodness.
That's what my mom said. She was like, "Oh, I can't wait to go watch horse fish."
See, I'm not the only one. Hey, this is why you keep me around. So
No, this is what I get for not looking at those names before an interview.
I have it here. It's like Beasts of No Nation dog tags, Graham Good and the Painters, and then there's Horse Bitch, and Just a Feeling, Root Beer Richie, and the Revel 13 Plagues.
I'm sold with the band names
I
personally. so.
am, man. Okay, well that's going to be really
I've
fun.
checked out some of their Instagram pages, and it seems like it's going to be like a really versatile event. There's going to be like somebody for everybody.
Nice. Well, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
And I think you might be having more coming trickling down. We
Yeah,
shall see.
I've got some of the, like I've got other events I'm doing too. So Brews Ale House is one that I was supposed to perform at last year, but the day before I was supposed to sing, I got strep, so I had to pull out, and I was really sad because it took so long to actually get a booking there.
Mhm.
And I've been waiting and waiting. I've been like talking to the booking manager for so long, and he finally got me something that I'm doing in May. So I finally get to go sing there.
Cool. Okay.
So-
And this is one. Is it the same lineup that you posted back in February? There's like Surfer Girl, Dave Matthews tribute band. No.
Oh yeah, that's
It
the
will
location.
be.
I mean, I'm not playing with those people.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm opening up for a girl named Nicole. She's here locally,
Nice. Okay.
or Pueblo locally. Sometimes
Well,
I forget I'm in Denver.
It's all local. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All
I'm
of this
excited.
hard work is really paying
Yeah.
off. What has been the most rewarding piece of this in the last couple of months?
Honestly, getting any booking, because I was actually just thinking about this the other day. Like when you're an artist, you have to be prepared to be told be told no 50 times
Mhm.
just to get one yes, and that's what happens with me a lot. is I either get ghosted in my emails, like I'll reach out to so many venues and they just don't reply. I'm like, if you just don't want me, just don't, like, just say that.
Mhm.
You know, if you want someone more well-known, a different style, someone who's better, I don't know, like, just tell me. I'm a big girl.
That's definitely one of the biggest things these days, the ghosting.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
drives me
Just
nuts.
say no.
I'm like, I'll send another email.
I'm a big person.
I'll irritate you.
Well,
I will.
and irritating
I've done
is the
it.
thing that, I mean, so many stories of people just like
Email
going and
after
going and
email,
going and
yeah.
going and going and going, and finally, So, no,
That's what it
irritating.
takes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be very determined.
Yeah.
And I agree in this industry especially. I mean, we kind of geek out on the people that made it. You know, like one of my favorites is Josh Groban. I mean, and he was told no hundreds upon thousands of times before you finally have that one to say yes. Same thing with Lady Gaga. Same thing with Katy Perry. I mean, the list goes on and infinite.
Yeah.
Probably, I mean, you're a Swiftie fan, so you probably know her entire story.
Yep.
And it is, you have to be determined and keep at it.
Yeah. I feel like you have to understand that it's a no for this person doesn't mean it's going to be no for the next.
Exactly.
You just got to keep finding the next. Expand
Completely.
your searches.
Yes. You know who
Be annoying.
it is. So you know who Dr. Seuss is, right?
Yeah.
He was told no, I think 50 times from all of his stories. And then one person was like, which is like the person that picked him up was like, I'll take a risk
one
on
I
publisher
you.
imagine
said
it was
yes.
probably like that for Tim Burton too, because he's so unique.
Exactly.
That's what
But
makes him amazing.
exactly. You find that one little person.
Yeah.
And I mean, can you imagine being all those 50 people and you're going to have this? You're going to look back and be like, you all said no and you should have said yes. But I always
It's
think
like
the
Taylor Swift
person
song, but the opposite. Should have
But
said
the-
no.
should have said
Should
no.
have.
I love them. They're such a Swiftie. But it's true. But I think when you find that yes, it's that is the right relationship. Like that was the right person to get in front of at that right moment, because they really will kindle and uplift you.
Yeah. You also, I learned this last year. You also have to learn to say no to somebody that said yes to you,
Mhm.
which is tricky because someone can be trying to get bad intentions.
Yep.
You got
have
to be
to do-
comfortable turning down what might help your career, but not be good for your mental health or something.
Oh, I like it. It's so
hard.
true. It is hard. You have to kind of navigate some uncharted territory, but yeah, saying yes and no at the right times are important in life, for sure.
Yeah. Being okay with being cringy too.
Cringy,
Yeah.
yeah.
I cringe
yes.
online a lot because I got so many people online from high school. I'm a
Amazing, because to me, what you do, I could never do. And it's true. I could never sing in front of people and put myself out there. It's so much. You're so courageous and brave to do that, and that's inspiring to a lot of people. And I don't know if I said this to the last group that was here. I'm like, you really have made it when people start hating on you.
That's
And
true. I
it's
think we
so
talked
true.
about that last time because
Yes.
that's on viral.
Yeah, exactly. You start to just, but you're getting what's good about it. Not that people hate you, but it's that you're getting a reaction out of somebody, and you get them thinking about what's going on in their life. So I think no matter the reaction, you're like, here I am, like it, love it, something in between.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love the passion that you have and the drive, and you work really, really hard.
I think
and-
some days I spend like 10 hours writing. I just tell my kids, I'm like, okay, today we're having snacks all day. Tomorrow I'll make you the best meals. Today, snacks. Mommy's doing music today.
And they
I tell them it's my
understand.
job.
Well, it is.
I'm like, it doesn't make me money, but it's my job.
We
One
have
day
all
it can
been
make
there
me
too.
money.
Soon, when they get
Exactly.
a little older, they can learn some instruments and
Yeah.
just
Well,
join
my
for a music
7-year-old,
time.
yeah, he has a guitar.
He's
and so-
he's learning guitar. That is awesome.
Mhm.
Very cool.
And he's trying to teach himself piano, which is so sweet because I taught myself. So
Mhm.
seeing him teach himself is really cool.
Nice, because you had shared one of their songs last time you were
Yeah,
here.
off
It
the
was
air.
adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't on air, but
He
We
would
would-
never let me on air.
oh, okay.
He's bashful.
Okay, well, I'm planting the seed, boys. If in the future we would love to have that. I think that's really cute because they're looking up to you.
Yeah.
Saying you're giving them that
Yeah.
confidence. You can do
They
this.
tell everyone I'm a pop star. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
You are,
It's just a fact of life to them.
which is true.
Daddy's in the military. Mommy's a pop star.
I love it.
I'm like,
So
I'm here
true.
for it.
Nice.
You keep telling people that.
Well, let's get into your next song you're going to
Okay.
perform, which is Cloud 9
Yes.
from the same album as Lemonade from Dear Diary. So tell us a little bit about Cloud 9.
Cloud 9's really special. It's about my relationship with my husband and how just essentially, because we're high school sweethearts, we've been together since we were 17 years old, and now we're 30. And I didn't have like the best experience with boys before I met him. I had a lot of boys that just they wanted one thing, and I was like, not that kind of girl. So I never felt respected. And then I met him, and I felt respected. So this song is kind of all the little branches that kind of come off of that feeling, and how like he just makes me feel like I'm on cloud 9. So
that's very sweet.
and how he took a chance on me, if you will.
Oh, I see
Because
that.
I was a nerd, he was a jock. So but I'm like, I'm cool, I swear.
We all meld how we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you again for those of you that are listening. You can also go to our Facebook page, K4CO Radio, and see Mallorie Cordova live performing Cloud 9.
This is one of those songs that also sounds better with, like a bunch of reverb and okay, we're tucked in this time.
I always like the unplugged acoustic version is the best.
That's true. My husband does as well. Used to spend my nights praying someone would rescue me. My inner thoughts were unforgiven. Convinced myself I'm unworthy. And you put me on a high, now I'm on cloud 9, and I take it as a sign that our stars align. And I'll admit at first it was a little bit scary to focus in on you and make the world around blurry. The demons from before you're beginning to bury. My heart is glass, but it's yours to carry. Was raised on lights and shining armor. The princess waited for the prince, hiding away in a castle, wishing she were smarter. Dreaming of an effortless true love's kiss. And you put me on a high, now I'm on cloud 9, and I take it as a sign that our stars align. And I'll admit at first it was a little bit scary to focus in on you and make the world around blurry. The monsters from before you're beginning to bury. My heart is glass, but it's yours to carry. Always called a whore, but they never knew me. Never had a chance to see if I was worthy. You looked in my eyes and you saw me truly, truly. Healed my broken heart, but you didn't even know it was broken from the start, 'cause I put on such a show. You started CPR without ever realizing I was dead before you. Take it as a sign that our stars aligned. And I'll admit at first it was a little bit scary to focus in on you and make the world around blurry. The hatred from before you've officially buried. My heart was glass, but it's yours to carry.
The very talented Mallorie Cordova with Cloud 9. Beautiful song, I must say. And to all of our listeners on our radio station, we are also streaming live. If you wanted to see her play live right now, you can go to exactly. You can go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube for K4CO Radio. But thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for being able to come in. It's such a treat. So
Thank
definitely.
you again for just having me back.
Oh yeah. This is Sarah's favorite part too. Is just
I do. I
performance.
I just
Just for
revel
you.
in. I love it. I know. I feel like a groupie. I do. I'm like, I love you, Mallory. Can I have your T-shirt? That's truly
Or
how
have it
I
in the car.
feel. So it's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
I absolutely love the acoustic, as I said, the acoustic unplugged type stuff. It's just one thing that it's the raw song. So hopefully, I hope you come up with like an acoustic unplugged album someday.
Yeah.
That'd be really
The
cool.
closest we've got for now is that Dear Diary album, since there was it was just guitar pretty much.
Well, if you ever
But-
want to just record a bunch live here in the studio, we
there we
can
go.
kind of throw them all together, and there you go.
Nice. It's so sentimental. I am curious, if you don't mind, you don't have to divulge too much. So you've known your hubby since high school.
Yeah.
What was the first time that you guys talked, connected? Like you knew, like, wow, this is the guy I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Probably on the day after maybe 3 days of knowing each other. And we went to the movies, pretty typical. And it's really funny because he was talking the entire movie. And in my mind, I'm like, I just want to watch the movie. And still the same thing to this day, 13 years later. Still loves to talk during movies. And I'm just like, but no, after the movie, we sat in his truck for about 3 hours in the parking lot, and I just got every single life story that he ever had. And I didn't have as many life stories, and I just was letting him just yap on. And I was just like, this man is very entertaining. I could do this for a while. And then we said I love you 2 weeks later.
Oh, wow.
And then 2 months later, he was like, I'm gonna marry you someday.
Oh my gosh.
Less than a year later, we got married.
That's
Wow.
amazing. You kind of are love at first sight.
Yeah.
Wow. So who asked who out in high school?
He did.
He did? Was it
I expressed interest first.
Okay.
But he did. And he also tried to say I love you through a text message. And I was like, no.
Okay.
No,
You don't
that's
get
not-
that back until you say it in person.
Okay.
He's looking at me
I
laughing.
know. I love it. Well, because the kiddos I know are on video, which is so amazing. I
It
love
is-
that we're
it is
live.
so cute because I do
They keep
have
coming to
It
the
is
I
window.
monitor the video a little bit. That Sabina
Yeah.
was doing everything, and just the kids popping up at the
They're so
window. looking at you.
curious.
Oh, they're awesome.
Cute. So how did you express interest?
I messaged him on Facebook.
Okay.
I told him he was cute and that we should talk.
Ooh, nice.
So he was like, you should text me. I'm never on Facebook. So then we texted, and I honestly don't remember what we texted about, but then I remember going to school the next week, and everyone at school told me. I don't know how they found out so quickly, but I had so many people telling me, they're like, you're dating DJ? You know he's only looking for one thing, right? And I'm like, no, you're lying. They were like, ask him. And so I went home that day after school and I texted him. I was like, you're not getting this from me, just in case you were thinking that, you're not. And he's like, okay. I'm like, I'm serious. You're not. I'm going to date you. We can date. I'm not doing that. He's like, okay. I was like, I'm not kidding around. I think I said it 4 times.
Nice.
He's like, let's go on a date. I'm like, okay.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
Nice.
And it's actually really funny too, because when he picked me up for our first date, I didn't actually tell my parents I was going on a date, because I had this theory. I had gone on dates before, but they never went well. And I always told my parents, I was like, oh, I'm into this guy. He's going to take me on a date, whatever. And they never went well. It's probably because I wasn't picking great guys, but so I was like, oh, I have a theory. If I don't tell my parents I'm going on a date, it'll go well. And so after I was on the date, I texted them. I was like, by the way, I'm actually not with my friends. I'm on a date.
Okay.
And yeah, it went well. Actually, his truck battery died.
Oh.
and it was raining. And so we actually got stuck out until like 1 or 2 in the morning. And my parents didn't believe me. They were like, sure, the truck battery died. I'm like, it really did.
I love that. It went very well. The truck battery died. It was raining, and like in a guy's mind, to be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot! Like this is going horribly." But it's what those stories are, kind of, the great stories.
Yeah.
They're just like, you would not believe this.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I think that's the most romantic story ever.
Well, the not romantic part is I have anxiety. So before we got to the movies, I was like really, really nervous. So I asked if he could drop me off at the store in the same parking lot. I was like, I just have to go to the bathroom. So I went into the bathroom and I threw up.
Oh, girl.
And I like bought gum and I got back in the truck and I was like, let's go to this movie.
Does he know this part of the story? Okay.
He didn't know then. He knew like years later.
Oh, I still think it's romantic.
It is.
I mean, you're so nervous, you puke.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm trying to think if I've ever puked on a date. I mean, I have, but for different reasons. But you were so nervous. You probably really liked him, and
I did, and I was intimidated. He was super, super popular. He had a history with girls. I was the drama geek. I was doubting myself. I'm like, surely this is like a pity date. It's a prank, right? Because I had been bullied for years too. So I was like, this can't be real. This popular guy can't be into me.
Wow.
He was.
Plot twist. Plot twist. Here we go. No, I think those are all the sprinkles in the relationship. And I love rain. I think it's really romantic. Yeah. And that to me just goes along with like your theme.
I feel like that's romantic. We once had this time it was raining and we were hanging out in his truck, like just in his neighborhood, listening to Hunter Hayes. You heard that song Wanted? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It came on the radio. And so we got out of the car and we're dancing, singing in the street, in the rain. 17 years old.
I love it. Okay, I love the movie Notebook. I love the Notebook.
I've been wanting to rewatch it. I've seen it once.
Watch it again.
And it's on my list of things to rewatch.
Every woman who saw that movie wants to kiss in the rain.
It's so
every single woman,
because it's just you get wet.
It's the notion of not caring about like what's going on around you. You're just like so in the moment. You're like, it could be pouring rain. It could be like thunder out. It could be snowing. But I'm like, I don't care. I'm in this moment with you.
Okay, I absolutely love it. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm in my own little world. I like it. Well, I have to read your intro because we mentioned this last time, but again, I know you're in more of a kind of pop thing. But so your intro is, I write music about lust, passion, envy, and depression. Basically, I create emotional whiplash through pop and indie styles.
Which I still would say is accurate for the music I'm creating.
Okay.
It just borders closer to pop rather than indie pop.
So when you said that, I've been thinking about that. Have your idols or inspirational leaders to make you go pop changed at all?
No, I wouldn't say people. I'm just trying to like learn new techniques, like from TikTok or Instagram and stuff. Like I'll watch a lot of like music producers, and like I will just like see these other artists, and I may not be trying to like replicate their sounds necessarily, but I'm like, I like how you did that. I don't hear that a lot. Let me see if I can figure out my own version. And that's actually one of the reasons I wrote this one song that I have coming out this year. It's called Platonic. And I only wrote that song because I learned about vocal chopping on TikTok. I don't know if that's actually what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to see if I can do that. So I got this idea in my head, and yeah, I just went with it. It's like the idea of like a word being chopped up. So it goes like platonic, like that. And it just like, I could show you, it's on my phone, but
nice. Yeah. I love that you take your own personal twist. I do. I think in today's world, to be unique is really, really important. And it sets you apart from everyone else. And you can look up to other people and see how they're doing it, which is great. And have it your own thing.
I shared a song with my brother the other day, and he said it was giving Hoobastank, Taylor Swift, and Billie Eilish.
Wow. That's a pretty good...
And knowing the song, I can totally hear that. But I was like, I've never got that mix, but that's really cool.
It's cool. It's refreshing because I think like sometimes in a world with anything, it kind of becomes monotonous if it's done over and over, but to have your own personal flavor to it, which you definitely do. And I love that you're pushing the envelope. Yeah. People are, I mean, you truly, when I say you're courageous, I mean that with every fiber of my being, because people I think are intimidated or scared to say, no, here's really what I'm experiencing and it's okay. Like, Sex is okay.
Yeah.
Lust is okay.
Mhm.
Being in love, like all of that are normal human emotions.
Mhm.
And some people are like, oh my God, I can't talk about having sex
I
with
know.
my husband. I'm like, sure you can. Let's hear
Well,
about
you know,
it.
like I said, like I try to convey, like it shouldn't be taboo, but we
Exactly.
we as a society have made it that way. I feel like there's a good middle ground that people can put into music where it's not disgusting, but
Mhm.
you can convey the passion.
Well, yeah, and
And that's
even
what
a
I
lot
try
of
to
older
do.
songs is just like, you know, they knew they couldn't say that, but that's what the meaning was. They did a lot of symbolism. They did a lot of
Mhm.
reworks of it. So it's always been there. It's just to what degree
Yeah.
has it been there? And all of the, when it comes to making it your own, I love it because that's what I think all the greats actually do is they learn what everybody else is doing. And then they come up with their own little twist
Mhm.
that takes everything that they learned and puts it together
You
in their
kind
own
of have
style.
to like be your own inspiration in a way.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just a copycat.
Right. Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Like Weezer with Africa. It's the same song.
Okay, that was very specific. Okay. Well, you said earlier you have 10 songs. So your goal is something like that? Okay.
Yeah, I think.
And your goal is 50 for
50.
2025.
Yes, and some of them too, like I want to release this year that I wrote last year, but I'm not including that in my list. I have one.
You're not including the remakes or
9.
the remixes.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
That's so impressive.
And I feel like I'm trying to really work on like titles this year too to just make them really like, what could this be about? Yeah.
I agree. Do you ever ask for input from people or is this solely from you?
Like on lyrics?
Lyrics, melody, titles, any of it?
I wouldn't say I ask for it. I'm open to it, but I'm also a control freak.
Okay. No,
So,
I'm curious what the process is.
Like the song that I just wrote the other day called Deadly Nightshade, I was expressing to my husband over at the dinner table. I was like, okay, well, I finished it, but I had this idea for the final chorus that I kind of wanted to change. And I was just kind of expressing my thoughts, completely geeking out in another world. And then to my surprise, he pitches me like a lyric change, and I ran away from the dinner table, opened my laptop, put that in, and then I was just like sitting there, and he came into the room, and we just wrote this new verse together, which we've actually never done before.
Oh,
Nice.
And that was one of the few times I've like taken lyrics from somebody.
That's amazing. This is going to be a really cool journey for you.
Mhm.
I think you have so much change, and it's good change that I think it's going to open it up even more.
Yeah.
Which I can't wait because you're already so freaking like exponentially amazing. So
one of the songs that I started writing, it's not done yet, but it's almost. And it feels very different musically from what I've written before. It's I don't want to say hip hop pop, but it's very like psychedelic.
Okay.
It just sounds very different from everything I've written before. It's called Am I Special?
Okay.
It's kind of bitchy.
Nice. Oh, I love it. Well, you should give it to the other one. What are the horses bitch? What is horse bitch. I love it. I love these names. Kind of bitchy. Well, I love all of it. Well, so you have the 3 out right now, 3 albums. So do you think you're going to release albums through the year, or is this going to be an end of the year project? How are you envisioning
probably
this?
End of year. Yeah.
Okay.
I with each album I've done more songs on each one.
Mm-hmm.
First one had 6, so it was technically like an EP. Second one had 9, and this last one had 12. My goal for the next album is 16.
Okay.
I want them to all sound relatively like the same energy so that, it flows like an album, but I occasionally write one that just doesn't fit. So I'm like, okay, that'll be a single. This will be saved for the album. But then I also write songs that won't even come out. I have a folder on my computer called therapy songs that I just like write to like deal with my problems in life. And I'm like, I can't put this out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still counting them.
You should. Can I give you permission to put those out in the world?
You can give me permission, but I may not take it.
Either way, you never get rid of them. You never throw them away. You never get rid of them because you never know. At one day, maybe a year down the road, 2 years down the road, you go through them and you're just like, you know what?
Should have put that one.
I
out.
like this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how it was. I have songs last year that I wanted to put out, and then I didn't. But this year, it's looking like I might. So.
Exactly.
We'll see.
Gotcha.
I like your confidence.
Thank you.
I mean, your
it's been growing.
Well, but you are relatively still in the young world.
Turning 30 this year.
You are in the young world. Enjoy your 30s. But what
I've heard they're the new 20s.
They're sure cool. Okay.
They're better than the 20s is what I'm told.
Oh, for sure.
I thought that was the 50s.
Each decade but I loved my 30s. But what you were describing where you're at, I didn't discover till about 35.
Okay.
To be like, nope, here's where I am. I'm perfectly great. And even if you tell me I should do something, I'm going to decide on my own.
I had to go through a lot of trauma to get here.
So that's, look at where you are now.
Yeah.
I think we all go through our life experiences for a reason. But I'm really impressed at the spot you are in your world.
Yeah.
It is a good, healthy spot. Make up your own minds. Be confident to all of you listening. Well, I want to make sure we kind of revisit. So you have Steel City Music Showcase, which is April 11th and 12th.
Yes.
So definitely go get your tickets now. There are 40 to 50 different performers over that weekend. So that is one to definitely go see in Pueblo. And you had the coffee gig going on for a while. Coffee Jives. Are you still doing that as well?
I don't have one set up right now, but I have like a good relationship with the booking agent, so I just haven't asked to be back right now.
Okay. I didn't know if anything else was going on a weekly basis, but because I know you're okay.
No, I'm trying not to do it. I don't want to like overbook myself and then get burnt out. So right now I'm trying to do 1 to 2 things a month. And that could be, an interview, a performance, an audition, things like that. Okay. So, because I'm also leaving time, I want to have that time to write the 50 songs too.
For sure.
And be there for my kids and my husband. And, we're taking vacations and I'm just like, my head's going to explode.
Do you have a guitar that you take on vacation? No.
I have 2 guitars, but no, there's no time for music on vacation. We just jam-pack seeing all of our family and doing all the things because we're from SoCal. So when we go back, it's like, oh, beach, SeaWorld, Knott's Berry Farm, like all the things, it goes by like that.
It does. Treasure each moment.
Yeah. We haven't been back in 2 years.
Okay. Well, treasure the moments, even the small things that, those are the moments I love. You mentioned auditions. Are these, what are these for?
I say that loosely. I had to audition for the Vignette Artist agency. Okay. So, but I just kind of threw that out there as like I'll schedule that and maybe one other thing in the month.
Gotcha. Okay. So I was like, oh, is this a TV show? Is this a movie that you're doing? You never know.
Every year I consider doing the like online auditions for The Voice, and I never do.
Can I also give you permission to?
I think you mentioned that last time. And
you know what's funny? I set myself an audition like, I don't know, 9 years ago. And I set it, like 2 months out. And then I completely forgot about it. Went to Jamaica with my parents. And I got an alert on my phone that my audition was supposed to be happening in like 10 minutes. And I was like, whoops, that's not going to work. So I missed my audition.
Okay. Can I tell you to do that?
Now it feels like I'm the one in the military.
You can tell her to do anything that you want to tell her.
I highly recommend it. Thank you. Okay, good. See, I come from a military background.
Into it.
Okay.
Send Sarah your audition. Make her submit it for you.
And then I just won't know. I'll be like,
then you just
do
won't
with
know.
this
Exactly.
what you will.
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
Okay.
She'll do it for you.
I absolutely will. I'm your go-to.
No, but I actually, realistically, I think it's like a whole involved thing. You have to like wait in line in like essentially it's like Zoom. You wait in like the waiting room for like 10 hours and then you get like 30 seconds. And it's just, there's no one in the room with you. You just audition through like a blank video call and then it cuts you off.
Okay. I didn't know that they did that.
That's awful. I mean, when all these voice, idol stuff started, I mean, it was all in person.
Yeah.
It was you're waiting in line, you're talking to people, you're just sitting in a room.
Well, now there's so you do those auditions, and then if you get selected from that, then you send in a longer tape, like a minute and a half, to the judges, and then if you get selected from that, then you get to do the on the air stuff.
Right.
So it's like there's auditions for the blind auditions. It's chaotic.
Wow. Okay. Okay, I still think you should do it. I highly recommend it. You don't know till you try.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
you need that one yes, as we talked about. So
you just need one.
You can do it.
And that is how it is on that show.
Okay.
You just need one.
You just need one. Exactly. Okay, I want to make sure we get to this last one because this is it hasn't been released yet, which is really cool.
Yeah. And I hope I don't forget the lyrics. I just finished it last week.
You know what?
Again,
it's
just look around and start singing about anything that you see here. And no one will know.
I do a lot of Instagram lives when I'm singing, and sometimes I will have the lyrics right in front of me to like karaoke songs. I'm looking at them, but I'm not really looking at them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so I'm like looking at the lyrics, and I'm like, what are the lyrics?
It's totally great. For those of you just tuning in, we have Mallorie Cordova. She has performed live twice already with her beautiful songs. And this next one is called Creatures, which is it hasn't been released yet.
No.
And you are also all over social media too. She's on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Mallorie Cordova. And she has 3 different albums that are released that I highly, highly recommend you check them out. They're absolutely amazing. Can you tell us a little something about Creatures? Because no one has heard it yet.
Right. I have teased it a little bit online, and I've played it live once before it was finished, actually.
Okay.
It's the first song that I wrote stepping into this new kind of more pop genre. It almost borders on pop country, like in the full studio version. It's probably not going to sound that way in like this version.
The acoustic.
But lyrically, it's another one about my relationship. But I wrote it in more of like a vague way. Like, you know, we all go through phases in our life where we suffer with demons, and so things happen. You might see just your relationship changes, and you find a way to reconnect, essentially.
Okay. I love it.
And it's creatures because it's like it's a good take on being creatures of habit or being kind of like riddled with internal creatures.
I love it.
Kind of like demons, but I was like, I use that word a lot. I'm going to use creatures instead.
Okay.
So
very cool.
This one has high notes, by the way, so I'm going to try to like back off the mic of it. I thought that we were in a hopeless place. I prayed to God he'd send a saving grace. I felt knees and screamed, I'm begging praise. Felt that I couldn't carry on anymore. Stayed up all night wondering what we're fighting for. Didn't let you in to make it right, kept you out of sight. I knew it was the last time that I would be so gone and walking blind. You hold the light I lost inside, and living in the dark, the creatures in my heart. I found my way back to you. We died and made it through, created something new. That's what we're made to do. We did the hard thing, tried to make it right. We sat in therapy and didn't fight. Looked in the mirror and saw a brighter version of us. Suddenly I'm feeling all those butterflies. 12 years ago, like we've gone back in time. Like a creature of habit, I'm falling back in love. You hold the light I lost inside, been living in the dark, with creatures in my heart. I found my way back to you. We died and made it through, created something new. That's what we're made to do. Building us up from the ground to the sky, finding a bright loving spark in our eyes. Elevate everything gold that glows from inside. You hold the light I lost inside, living in the dark, the creatures in my heart. I found my way back to you. We died and made it through, created something new. That's what we're made to do.
I love it. I do. You make me go in like a whole new world. It's, man, you can sum up an entire relationship in 2 minutes. It is. It's so true. Like you go through, the longer you're with someone, the longer you're with someone, you
Yeah.
go through all of these ups and downs and turns and twists. And when you kind of rekindle that spark, it does. You fall in love all over again. And knowing you, just how much work you put into the element of music, I already know that you do that with your kiddos, and you do it with your husband, and you do it with your grandmother. I mean, all of these relationships, you can tell, are so meaningful to you.
Yeah. I always say I'll fight till I'm dead. And even then I might still be kicking.
You and I have so much in common. Sometimes I know it's like till death do us part. No, I'm still going to be haunting you away.
Or like I might feel like I'm dead, and then I'm like, but wait, I think I have a little more.
I have a little more.
I can find it.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that.
A lot of your songs are about the relationships, which whether it be, anyone in your life, really. And I really like that. So
I tried to do that
everybody can connect to that too.
Yeah.
Depending and how you sing it and the words that you put in there. So
yeah. Well, yeah, I try to write my songs to where they're like, I know they're specific to me, but I want to choose vocabulary that can be applied to someone else's situation that might be different.
Right.
So, like, I wrote a song for my best friend recently who's going through a breakup, and I found that there's lines that I can find myself relating to in ways, and I'm like, I didn't even plan for that.
Of course.
And so I think that can apply for like some of my other songs too.
Absolutely. I mean, the amount that we go through, we can all relate to something. We've all had great and dark times, and we've all had the moment we're on planet Earth. We have a relationship the second we're here. Yeah. So we can all relate to things like that. Well, thank you again for coming in. You absolutely, number one, here's your to-do list. You have 41 more songs.
Yes. Gosh, when you put it that way.
I love it. No. I want you to audition for The Voice or something out there. Yeah. Because I think that would be a really amazing learning experience.
Maybe I'll do it after this showcase.
Okay, for sure. I'm putting it out in the ether because I would love to see where that would take you. Because I do. Once you get that one, yes, you're gonna you're gonna take off and explode. And truly, I'm gonna look back at this video and be like, I knew her win.
We have her picture.
We have her picture. It was really a thing.
And you're really not that far off. I mean, 52 weeks in a year. It's basically one song a week. You're not too far off.
That's what I said. I need to do 4 songs a month.
Yeah.
So I'm only a little bit behind.
You're not behind. You're exactly.
I write a lot more in the summer though.
There you go.
I don't know. I get fueled.
That makes sense.
I think that's why I'm starting to like get them out faster now.
The days are longer. It's more sunlight. You get to enjoy
not
a little
as
bit
depressed,
more. So.
Summer
For sure. Sunlight's beautiful. Yeah. Well, thank you again for coming. We definitely want to have you in again.
Let's schedule it.
Okay, absolutely. Well, yeah, maybe in the summertime when you're hitting that, and I'm gonna
by June I need to be hitting 25 songs.
Okay, let's mark it this summer. We'll get it on the schedule, and I'll be like, so how's The Voice coming?
Yeah.
How are your 20 new songs? So I love it. Well, thank you again for coming.
Absolutely.
For those of you, just tuning in, Mallorie Cordova, and she is all over social media. You can find her. Yeah, Instagram, Spotify.
I'm really, really active on Instagram, mostly.
That's your biggest one that fans should go to is your Instagram. Okay.
Yeah. Nice. It should be TikTok, but I'm no good at TikTok.
Okay. A whole new beast.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, thank you all again for tuning in, whether it was on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, our website, radio. We're all over the place now, which I absolutely love. You get to see the beautiful faces that we bring into the studio now. So again, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I know it's not legitly till Monday, but I know people are celebrating this weekend. So be safe and enjoy the holiday. And we'll get you back to our regular scheduled program.
Regular scheduled programming. A lot of great music ahead for you. So thank you for listening to K4CO Radio. And Mallorie, it's always a pleasure. We'll see you soon. Have a wonderful couple months before you come in again.
Thank you. Right. It's going to be busy.